Choose violence. Yay! Avataro!
We are the meats.
Five. Rangers in space!
It's just like dummies.
Y'all, I can't. There is so much substance, big meaty claws full of lore, revelations, expectations being exceeded, and everything in between. Plus Sononi. It's a triple-decker with cheese on this week's DonBros. Episode 30. A group of smugglers takes on the wrong lady, with Haruka's auntie getting snatched up just for her to quickly throw hands. However, nothing beats the chloroform routine. It turns out it's the Anoni, finally upgraded from minuscule grunts to background characters that stand out just too much in a scene. Reaching out to Haruka using her aunt's phone that has no passcode lock for some reason, even though she's a cop. Their demands to her are simple. Capture the Juto. Meanwhile, one background character in this scene stands out too much. That's right, because he's one of them, their Anoni, who's just tired of his folks becoming cat food. They want the Juto captured and held up somewhere, since no one can seem to beat them. Y'all like an episode late. Y'all need to hit up the manga king Sonoza for the deets. Haruka, being the unreactionary girl that she is, calmly asks why that required kidnapping her aunt. Well, no one else in the DonBros has family. Wait, but what about Miho? Well, she's apparently on the list. Seems the Anoni have been keeping tabs on the Juto and made a spreadsheet of all the humans they suspect are one. You know, these Anonis actually aren't so bad. This guy actually pays his bills and everyone else's tab as well. Y'all been messing with their peaceful existence for no real reason. Now back to that spreadsheet, and Miho is totally on that list, along with Beta Boyfriend's mom? We now join the best kidnapping currently in progress. Haruka's aunt is out here getting caviar spoon-fed to her with a bunch of guys serving her. She's out here living it up, and I can totally see where Haruka gets it from. Time for some Juto snooping, and Tsuyoshi is getting the scoop on Miho cheating? Nah, she's just trying to test out some new hairstyling skills, and he is now the new recipient of that treatment. Meanwhile, Haruka checks out her ex's mom to see that security cameras aren't picking up someone just eating raw meat at the grocery store. What is this, Walmart? But Mommy Meaties takes a notice to Haruka and gets to stirring the pot. We now go back to friendly kidnapping when the Juto strike, with retired detective. He does talk! That explains it. Just like the cats outside my house, them Juto multiply, start messing up the place, and feast on the garbage being left out. However, to Detective Juto's credit, he does manage to get Haruka's aunt's phone to realize that she still hasn't put a password on that thing. Probably from being tied up. Receiving that call would of course be Haruka yet again, this time in the lion's den of Mama Meaties, who's making a meal that lacks the meats. It appears that Haruka might be the Arby's this time around, assuming she's got the meats that the mommy is looking for. So when Detective Judo comes to calling, she gets to crawling. Which, I don't get why she didn't try doing that originally, but hey, that's just me. Going back to the cafe and telling the bros about the call. Now, it's Detective Judo here feasting. What does he want? Don Murasame. We then get a flashback to Sonoe telling Taro exactly what he speculates Don Murasame to be, an anti-Juto weapon. But Haruka now wanting her auntie back, there's no calming this Juto's anger, except Black Kaito's meat. Is he gonna pay for that though? Nah. Making up for the Anoni's kindness earlier, he now hands the bill over to the bros. See, now this makes you wonder who the real threat is. This week's Non-Factor Hitotsuki is brought to you by Hot Ones, as the lack of satisfying spicy food is making some random guy turn into the Flashman Hitotsuki. He should have just done the one-chip challenge. Meanwhile, concerned Sononi. Go on. confronts a daydreaming Tsubasa about possibly teaming up. The Juto are making their move, and with the power of Murasame on their side, now is the time to strike. The thing is, Tsubasa, having no interaction with the other brothers, has no idea what that word salad actually meant. Though there's no real time to think on it because we've got someone flashing some men. So, the rest of the squad conveniently shows up right into the vicinity. Though they blast a flash out of this Hitotsuki that it's pretty much a non-threat. Look at this savagery. It's so much of a non-factor that any brother can get in the Senoni message right on time to give chase, missing Miho in the process. But wait. She wants to talk to Taro? Yo, it's plot time? It's plot time. Giving us some insight into the Juto, Miho explains that the tiger origami folding Jutos have finally gathered up. But there's a hierarchy to the Jutos as a whole, so there's no need for the DonBrothers to get involved since that's what she's there for. The Jutos themselves aren't really the bad guys, as they don't take over their human host, they simply make a copy. Which is part of the reason why they can't be killed, because if they were killed, then the human host would die as well. This honestly would explain why the Don Clan created them, as the Juto were made as a replacement resource for the human brainwaves that the Noto live off of, since now they would have a resource that wouldn't die on them. However, each Juto acts different from each other, and Taro realizes it. Finally, the gathering at the meeting house. As Miho makes the first move, this lets the rest of the Juto clear out the way for Haruka to save her aunt. Miho lays down the origami pipe down on the cats, letting them know that they fucked up since they were supposed to stay hidden and not make themselves so easily known. But when the Noto with a tamed Murasame show up joined by the DonBros, Miho gets knocked out for the clash to begin. Just kidding. Taro's here to interject, drawing a line in the sand that the Juto must not be hurt. Well, this is a confusing set of the fight as no one knows exactly what to do. Luckily, Jiro being out of the loop, he drags the Hitotsuki with him, having the Noto make their exit. Jiro making quick work of the non-factor Hitotsuki, it's time to go big. But not before both Inu brother and Kiji brother get a look at their girl/not girl. We then get a giant fight that we are just gonna quickly fast forward to, because this right here, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. With Bad Hair Day Tsuyoshi being the early bird, he beats the dog to Miho, but not before Tsubasa takes notice. Realize he's been getting cut this whole time without realizing it. We are rating this shit now. Let's go. It took 30 damn episodes. 30 episodes. So much buildup for this, but the details get more complicated, or rather, simpler than anticipated. The world-building seeds that we've been having planted are now bearing fruit. As such, excuse me here, this episode is getting a Senoni S Plus Maximum Thirst Double Stuffed Edition. The Juto lore gets a major explainer this time around, as the Cat Juto aren't really harming human society. They are very similar to the Anoni in that way. It's just that the Cat Juto have a bit of a wild side, similar to Tiger Jiro. It could be kinda safe to assume that if Jiro is a proper member of the Don clan, then the Juto hierarchy might have been set with the traits of the same Don clan hierarchy. Think of it from one perspective, that the Juto were essentially deemed a failure, and led to the demise of the Don clan. But if the only Juto that the Noto were aware of were the cat ones, it would be easy to assume that they are failures compared to the more calm and collected Crane Jutos as seen by Miho. Since they are gathered like stray animals, they are doing the opposite of what they're supposed to do. Just like a cat who doesn't take orders, so like 80% of cats. Thus, the Crane Jutos keep them at bay in order for them to live their lives peacefully and continue supplying Noto with big brain energy without the fear of being killed off. Though what is explained is that the Juto themselves don't actually take over the host's body but simply copy it. So Tsubasa's Natsumi still exists and isn't Miho, meaning that Tsuyoshi's been getting freaky in the sheets with a beast this whole time with no strings attached. My man! the penguins continue being the mystery Juto and seem to be the furthest up in the food chain. And although there's a lot of thinking that it's Black Kaito, I'm of the thought pattern that it's the Juto figure that we saw capture Natsumi to begin with. What hasn't been properly explained is Tsubasa's theater group who failed to produce a Juto being stuck in a comatose state, and what that in turn means for people in general, as there could be victims resulting from the process that we just don't know about. However, with knowing that killing the Juto kills the host as well, Murasame and those wielding him prove to be a problem in the long run, and the Noto just don't realize it. Maybe it's the secret the council knew, but felt that if they told the Noto, they'd hesitate to fight the Juto as they don't want to harm humans. As of now, I'm still of the thought pattern that the giant Juto figurehead that captured Natsumi is possibly the end boss. But with the secrecy surrounding the creation of Murasame, the council still occupy that seat as well. See, y'all, I told you, we are eating good with this exposition recently. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm definitely getting satisfied, especially since next week, Inu Brother is finally revealed. So how are y'all feeling about this week's DonBrothers, the Juto Revelations, the Chain of Command, Haruka's auntie being where she's got it from, and the conflict resolution about all sides, more so, being right as well as wrong in a way. Anyway, that's it for me. I will catch you all possibly tomorrow. Anyway, that's it. See you then. Bye. Real quick, everybody. So tomorrow night will actually be the 1-year anniversary of rebooting this channel. So to do it, I am going to end up having a tier list live stream, probably at around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. And what's going to be the tier list? Well, here's a sample. That's right, we are ranking slaps. However, at the time of this recording, I currently only have 34 slaps. So, if you want to include some slaps in there that I might have not accounted for, or if you want to just help me out in trying to make this tier list a little bit bigger, please list any and all examples that you may have that might not already be included on this list, as well as series, episodes, and if you could go the extra mile for timestamps, that would help as well. But the more I can get my hands on, then probably the more crazier this live stream might end up being. So, looking for a little bit of that community participation if possible, and I will catch you all tomorrow night. So until then, get your hands ready, and I will talk to you then. Bye.